We say that today is Good Friday, but for anyone who heard the gospel account, the Passion narrative at church today, you know that this day was actually a big mess. Jesus had been betrayed, denied, taken prisoner, tortured, not found guilty, but still ended up being guilty enough to receive a death sentence, and then hung on a cross. Maybe it's just me, but none of those things seem to sound any good at all. So, Good Friday? Yeah, that's what we call it, the day on which Jesus hung on the cross and died, Good Friday. And a forward-thinking person might say, sure, Good Friday makes sense. All the bad stuff on Good Friday is precisely what leads us to the good stuff on Easter Sunday. We end up getting around to the good result eventually, so good. But still, we're not talking about Good Friday leads to Sunday. Today is just Good Friday. So was there anything good about just that one day? Well, we know for sure there was plenty of bad, but in the midst of all that, there were these moments. When we take a close look at John's account of the Passion, which we hear at the Good Friday liturgy today, we can find them. Moments like Pontius Pilate finding no guilt in Jesus and trying at least to release him. Moments like the incredible encounter of care that took place between Jesus and his mother and John. Moments like Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, members of those groups that had just killed Jesus, then coming, taking the body and treating it with respect and dignity. These were moments that, even in the darkness of that terrible day, shone light and love into the world. Powerful moments of goodness. But even those would not be nearly enough to make that day, that Friday, a good one. The task of that relied on the Lord, because he was condemned, and as he was mocked and tortured, and as he suffered so many terrible things, as he died, Jesus, our Savior, the Christ, did nothing but provide an example of goodness, an example of how to endure the struggles that come our way, an example of who we can be even when the entire world around us is crashing down. Jesus allowed himself to undergo such things, and he did it because he believed that this is what had to be done. Jesus laid down his life for his friends, for his followers, because he just knew that the Father needed him to. That was good. Really good. That endurance in the face of pain and struggle, that willingness to empty himself, to die, that true and active love, it showed incredible goodness. It let the world know that no matter what darkness you're trying to pull, there will always still be some goodness that can be found. Before we even get to the resurrection and new life and a whole world of Christianity that's to come, that action on Good Friday, that example, all that Jesus did and showed and was, that was good. Incredibly and powerfully good. So yes, we mourn today. In our stark sanctuaries with a simple liturgy, we grieve the death of the Lord, his absence from the world. And there's lots of bad to be heard about. But as we do that, I hope that we'll be able to remember those moments of goodness. I hope we'll be able to feel and see all that Jesus went through for you and for me. I hope that we won't dismiss those loving actions or beautiful moments, but instead that we'll cherish them. And through that, allow ourselves to see how good that first Good Friday really was.